Hi, so today I'm going to teach you how to make the most important thing when starting on the GAPSTAR or any gut healing program is meat stock. Now the difference between meat stock and bone broth is our meat stocks are short cooked. So the beauty of doing that is that the stocks are really rich in gelatin and collagen, which actually helps heal that gut lining. And it's what happens with many of us with leaky guts, is that gut lining, there's kind of gaps in it. So things can leak where they're not meant to be and can cause all that discomfort. The easiest way to do that is introducing meat stocks into your diet. And there's so many ways you can add them. You can drink them in a cup, you can make them into a soup, you can just add them to spag bowl or any meals that you can. So we're going to start today with a chicken one, which is probably the best one to start with. It's kind of the easiest, it's really cheap to make, and it's a milder flavour for those that are getting used to it. So you need to get yourself preferably a really good stock pot. And this one's Macruze, I don't know how to say that, Macruze. So it's got a nice heavy bottom, so you can bring it onto a really slow simmer once you get it going. Any other sort of heavy base saucepan will do the trick. So this one's a 4 litre one that I've got here, because I go through quite a lot of meat stock. The thing with making meat stocks is you need bits of meat that have a little bit of meat, like bones that have a little bit of meat, not too much, so about 1 inch near the bone. Great if you can have joints, connective tissue, a little bit of meat, skin, the whole kit and caboodle. So the best thing for you to use is, hi Jess, go away Jess, is start with some chicken wings. Mine are frozen. I've got histamine issues, so I need to eat mine very fresh. So I either cook it the day I buy it, or I stick it in the freezer. So it works well from frozen. I use about 10 in this pot, so whack in your chicken wings. This one actually was chicken bits as well. So some of those, I also put a few legs in. So I've got 3 chicken legs, stick them in as well. So you've got skin, joint, cartilage, all of that stuff is amazing. If you're new to this, you mightn't love this, but the best way to make a really jelly stock is with feet. People struggle with that, but you'll get there. Stick a few feet in there, 3 or 4 feet in there. Just wash my hands. And then what you need to do is just add a good couple of heaped teaspoons of quality salt. This is Celtic sea salt, Murray River salt, pink sea salt is good. So this stock's going to be really rich in amino acids and minerals, which also are great for healing your gut and so many other functions in your body. I'd do 2 big heaped spoons like that. That's it. So then you've got a big pot filled with bits. You can use a whole chicken if you want. I just find it doesn't gel quite as well. I quite like to use the bits. You can use a carcass and a few wings and a few legs or a few feet. So you can see what works for you. Just kind of fill up your pot, depending on how much you want to make. So then put your salt in, and then good quality filtered water. I use my Zazen. So just cover. The trick with stock is you just want to cover the meat or the bones or the feet and wings with water. So the key to making your stock gel is the ratio of water to bones. So they sort of say cover it by about 1 inch or 2. So I've covered that. I can probably just put a little bit more water in there. That'll do, because it was a bubble over. And for now, that's what we do. Pop your lid on, bring it over to the stove, bring it up to the boil. which in my pot I've worked out takes about 10 minutes, otherwise the pot boils over. Keep an eye on it, bring it up to the boil, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, once you get it to a nice rolling boil, what you'll see is that you start to get this bit of scum on the top, so you want to scoop that off. I just use like a slotted spoon like that. You can use any spoon. So just start scooping it off. It comes off really easily. Just makes for a cleaner stock. That's just a bit of waste that you don't want. The more it boils, the more you can skim off. Now you can make stock exactly the same with lamb. So things like shanks are really amazing. Just fill your pot, once again it's your water to bones ratio. Make sure you don't add too much water or else you won't get a nice jelly stock. And then it's just the cooking time. So 3 hours for lamb, 4 hours for beef. For beef you could use short ribs, beef soup bones. They all work quite well. So sort of got most of that scum off. Then I like to add, you don't have to do this, ideal to add some peppercorns, probably about 10 peppercorns. Just chuck them in whole. And then you can leave it like that, you don't have to add any other flavourings. I like to add a red onion, just a couple of chunks. Just give it a bit more of a scoop. It's just getting a bit more scum. The more it boils, the more kind of scum you get. Make sure I don't take out all those peppercorns. So pop your onion in. I really like ginger. Ginger's really soothing for your tummy, so some ginger and a couple of garlic cloves. It's great. So pop those in. Put your lid back on. Now what you want to do is have it a really, really slow simmer, and that's why it's great to have a heavy base saucepan because you can turn it down really low and it will just simmer very slowly. So this stays on for 2 hours, so it's pretty quick. I'll move that over to the smallest burner I've got, and then turn it right down to low and let that simmer for 2 hours. So once your cooking time is up, you need to strain your stock. I use just a nut milk bag, or you can use some cheesecloth. I pop it in a strainer with another saucepan. Figure out how that works for you. So we just take off the lid and we're going to pour the stock off. So what will happen with the stock is once it's in the fridge, it hopefully should go to a nice thick jelly consistency. So I'll show you what that's like after, but you can store it in glass jars. You can pop it into some silicone molds in the freezer, so then each time you need it you just pop out a bit. You can make this straight into a soup, whichever way works for you. But the key is you want this to be nice and jelly. Still totally fine if it doesn't, it's still great for you, but that's the ultimate goal, is nice jelly stock. I'll show you a picture of that once this all cools down. Now the chicken meat that's left over, you can roast that in the oven with a bit of ghee or coconut oil, makes nice crispy skin, and you can eat it like that. You can pull it all off the bones and put it into a soup with some veggies. It's quite simple. So the recipe for this is all on my website. In the Gap section, you'll have a chicken stock and a chicken soup, a lamb stock and a lamb soup. So you can get creative and do whatever you need to do. So good luck with your stocks.